More than 2 decades after it all began, the spread of AIDS in Africa has continued unabated. Nations, big and small, have all been held in a vice-like grip. In every part of the world, children are society's most vulnerable.
If we don't wake up, we would have no young people.
So far, 5 million have been lost to AIDS. For millions who have been orphaned or affected, the future is uncertain. It's a situation that has many community and faith leaders worried.
I'm an only child. I grew up alone. I grew up longing to have brothers. I grew up longing to have sisters. So now, having grown, it pains me to see people, the people I would have loved to have as my brothers and sisters, die to AIDS. It grieves my heart.
This is a scene that has become all too familiar. These children have just learned that their mother has died. In community after community, children all across Africa are coming face to face with the reality of AIDS.
At the moment, the number of children who are coming in is just too high. This is Winnie, one of the children who is HIV positive.
Africa's faith communities are all too aware of how vulnerable children have become.
Nous t'offrons surtout les jeunesses de nos pays, des États-Unis, d'Afrique, de Côte d'Ivoire, d'Ouganda, de tous les pays d'Afrique, soit la force de cette jeunesse.
I want to run an orphanage in the future, and I'm saying to myself that if we don't address HIV/AIDS, I mean, we won't run. I don't see myself running an orphanage that is free of children living with HIV/AIDS. The rate at which the disease is growing.
Millions of children are now shouldering the responsibility of becoming heads of household because parents have died or are too sick to offer care. This young girl's 37-year-old mother is dying.
I am looking after my mother. It's very difficult because sometimes she fell down and sometimes she refuses eating. It's very painful to know that very soon she's going to pass away.
Faith and community leaders across Africa are struggling with the enormity of the disease and the massive loss of lives. As they do so, the future weighs heavily on their minds.
A country without youth is a country without a future. If we lose all our youth to AIDS, then where is the future?
Tim Gitau is the founder of the Children's Cabinet, an organization committed to empowering children, giving them a voice and a hope for the future.
HIV is here with us. We are seeing it every day. We are losing our brothers and sisters. And I can tell you, this is a great disaster we have in Africa. We are losing potential young men and women. And what we do as a cabinet, we have realized that we cannot sit back and watch people dying. We have to wake up as young people.
I'm proud to be a Christian.
Moses Mwangi is a member of the Children's Cabinet.
In the 21st century, we should give children an opportunity to express what they believe in. We should expose our children to issues that affect them.
One of those issues is sex. For millennia, sex has been a taboo subject in Africa. AIDS, however, is creating the urgency for a more honest and open dialogue with children.
Healing is also educating, and our young people will not be healed of their ignorance unless the church takes a leadership role in educating our youth about the facts of HIV. We must give our young people the fact, and most young people here in Africa, in the United States, in the Caribbean, all over, black youth don't know about HIV, and we must begin to take responsibility. It is the adults. We are responsible for educating our youth about HIV.
It's a message many young African children believe is long overdue.
It is very hard and it is very rare for a parent to discuss sex with you. So sex, you get it either from the media or from the peer. And that is what is destroying this country, because the society over the past has not been able to accommodate that sex must be taught. People must be told the truth about sex. So what the society does, instead it ignores. When you go, you ask your mom, where do babies come from? She tells you she bought them in the supermarket. So you grow up knowing babies are born in a supermarket. Babies are not born. And then if you ask her what is sex, she tells you that's bad manners. So you grow up knowing what is sex, bad manners.
It is this confusion about sex and sexuality that many leaders in churches and mosques admit they have to deal with.
I believe that the many problems that we are facing in the African continent, one of it is poverty. And the causes of HIV/AIDS scourge in Africa is poverty. It is ignorance.
As the balm in Gilead traveled across Africa, it met many young children such as Moses, who have a very keen understanding of critical issues affecting their generation.
If we don't take care of our children now, then we won't have good leaders of tomorrow. That's why leadership starts from when you are young.
The road ahead may be long and challenging. However, in a number of countries, the children are confident their voices will be heard and that they can make a difference.
As a child, I have a responsibility. I have a very big responsibility towards my country, towards my continent, to see that the cohesion of this continent is met through leadership, through trust, and through Jesus Christ.
I believe that I don't have to leave Africa. I'll build it till the road is finished.